everybody. Happy Friday. Welcome back to practice with me. Hope you had a wonderful week. I thought we could share our practice together and try to get what we need, what we're feeling. Maybe take a few minutes before we start to think about if we're holding tension, or to think about if we're stressed out, or to think about if we need to calm down a little bit or slow things down. So I'd like to start by being present. And a lot of people have a really hard process with that, but it can be something very simple. So some people feel that it's too hard to grasp being present, and it's actually not. If you just invite it in and allow it to happen, it can be the easiest thing to shut your mind off sometimes. And Lord knows sometimes I need that to shut down my thoughts or my worries, or my racing emotions if I'm getting ready for something really important, or if I'm stressed out from work. So I invite you to just come to a comfortable seat or hero's pose for a second and start to shut down your eyes. And don't change your breathing, just listen to it. And wherever you are, I want to picture your hands. Maybe they're resting on your thighs, maybe they're resting on the mat, maybe they're at hands to heart space. That's something even simple to do. And think about how your hands feel, what they're touching, what's underneath them or around them. And just picture your hands in your mind. And when you have that picture, that is being present. Something so simple. Seems so hard, but it's so simple to do. We just have to remind ourselves to do it. So I invite you to come to a comfortable position on your mat. That might mean laying down. Find your back. Walk your feet out. Maybe let the feet splay to the sides. Pick up your shoulders and just knock them down an inch, creating some space between your collarbone and your head. Maybe shut down your eyes again here. Let's start by doing the same thing. Maybe your hands are in a different position this time. So picture where they are. And then picture what's underneath them. If they're touching. When you can picture your hands in your mind, we have presence, right? And now let's start to inhale through the nose. Big belly breath, send it all the way up to your chest. Exhale it out. Another big breath in. And exhale it out. Another big breath in. Exhale it out. Just a reminder to not let anything enter the room that's not required or doesn't mean anything for the next 60 minutes. Try to keep those things outside and try just to focus on yourself during this time. Think about what you need from this practice. We're all unique in that way. Might be movement, might be a little breath work, might be a little stretch. One more breath in. Exhale it out. Let's start to wiggle out our fingers and our toes, maybe our wrists and our ankles. Find some circles. Some slight movements, maybe rock side to side with your head. And let's send the arms all the way up top. Find a full body stretch. So zip those legs together. Tighten the legs, the toes, the arms, maybe the butt even underneath you. Take a big breath in. Exhale it out. Release everything down. Good. Let's grab the left wrist with our right hand and let's walk our feet all the way over to the right side of our mat. Once you're there, cross the left leg over the right and then inhale your body up, arc it over to the right side of your mat. Gaze can fall under the left armpit. Waking up the left side of our body here. Upper body comes back first. Walk the feet across your mat, all the way over to the left side of your mat. Once they're there, right foot crosses over the left. Left hand grabs the right wrist this time. Take an inhale. And then arc the body all the way over to the left side. Gaze can come under the right armpit. Waking up the right side of your body. Feeling that side stretch there. Upper body comes back first. Release the grasp of the hands. Uncross the feet. Bring them to the center of the mat. Let's walk them in towards our sit bones. Arms can remain stretched out overhead. Let's take an inhale. Look up to the sky. On the exhale, send the hips up. Feeling the shoulders connect with the mat here. Keeping the knees together parallel to each other and grounding down into all four corners of the feet. Maybe raise the hips a little bit higher. And then release the sit bones down. Find a few windshield wipers with the knees side to side. At your own pace. Walk the feet in a step. Take an inhale, gaze up to the sky. On the exhale, send the hips up. This time you're going to feel a little bit more of a stretch. You're going to feel possibly the back of your neck grounding down into the earth. Make sure you don't turn your head side to side. Make sure your gaze remains up and ground down into both feet, all four corners. Release your sit bones down. Find some windshield wipers with your knees side to side. Let's hug the knees in towards the chest. Gentle rock here. Maybe just grabbing the kneecaps, or if you feel your back needs a bigger stretch, wrap the arms around the shins. Maybe bring your nose towards your knees. Maybe you grab the bottoms of your feet. But find a few rocks side to side. If the shoulders are lifted, release them down. Let's open up the knees towards the armpits. Let them sink in. Option to find a few rocks here also. Coming to an early modified happy baby. So you can stay here or you can raise those feet up. Hands can come to your shins or the bottoms of your feet. It's early, so don't push yourself too hard yet. Feet are pushing into your hands. Hands are pushing back down to connect your lower back to the mat. Find a few rocks side to side. Wherever you are, we're going to bring the soles of the feet together and just relax for a second in our reclined butterfly. So bringing the soles of the feet to touch, dropping them down towards your sit bones. Maybe holding onto the shins or your knees or your feet. And you can stay wherever it feels better. If it feels good up here, keep it up there. For a more intense stretch, let the feet drop. Open up the hips. Release the feet. Arms can come down to your sides or up to a cactus. Let's send those feet all the way up. Finding some points and flexes with the feet in our waterfall pose. Beginning really with no pressure on our back, right? Letting our legs and hips do all the work right now. And find a slight bend in the knees. Hands are going to come to the thighs this time. Take a few rocks the length of your mat. Maybe rounding in your shoulders, rolling up towards your shoulders if that's where you're holding tension. And then once you're done rocking, find a comfortable cross-legged position. Maybe I'll turn towards you. So sitting up nice and tall on your sit bones, we're going to inhale the arms up to the sky. On an exhale, left hand's going to plant, and we're going to thread the needle. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, thread that right hand under the left armpit. And watch it. Keep your gaze on the hand. Inhale, back up. Exhale, thread the needle. Inhale, back up. Open the chest. Roll open that right shoulder. Exhale, thread the needle. Inhale, back up. Last one. Exhale, thread the needle. Inhale, up. And then bring yourself back to your sit bones. Let's go to the other side. Inhale the arms all the way up to the sky. Sit nice and tall. On the exhale, right fingertips plant. Elongate that left hand. Inhale. Exhale, thread the needle on the right side. So that left hand comes under the right armpit and your gaze is on the left hand. Inhale, back up. Exhale, thread. Inhale, back up. Exhale, thread. And back up. And then release yourself back to center. Good. Whatever legs you have crossed in front of the other, we're just going to walk our fingertips a little bit out. Maybe coming to your forearms. It's early. Making sure both shoulders or both sit bones are ground into the mat. A little hip work in early this morning. And then creep the hands back in. Let's turn towards the left knee. Take an inhale, raise yourself up, create some space. And then exhale, walk it over the left knee. Maybe your head rests on the left knee. Or gaze can come just staring at your fingertips or your thumbs without tucking your chin in. Hands walk back. Option for you to keep the same leg crossed. If you'd like to change, you can switch the other foot in front of the other, and the left foot in front of the right, or vice versa, what you're doing. Let's sit up nice and tall, come to your fingertips, take a breath in and create some space. On the exhale, we're just going to walk forward over the right knee. Trying not to judge ourselves. Each side is different, right? Our back might be feeling different things. And then hands walk back in. Bring the knees in front of you. Feet plant in front of you. Sit bone, hands are back by your sit bones, fingertips towards your hips. Get strong in the shoulders. We're going to inhale the hips up to a reverse tabletop. Gazes just to the sky. On the exhale, lower the hips to hover. Inhale back up. Lower the hips to hover. One more time. Inhale the hips up. And then lower them to hover. Cross the legs, roll over, and find your tabletop pose. Let's walk the hands to the top of the mat. Feet can stay flat or you can tuck them, and let's find some circles. Maybe close down your eyes. Inhale towards the right, forward, maybe drop the hips. Finding our dancer circles here. Going as slow or as fast as you need to. And then finding the opposite direction. Finish out your circle. Hands walk back to center. Knees are underneath the hips. Hands are underneath the shoulders and the fingers are tented. Let's find a few cat-cows. So take an inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze. Exhale, push the ground away. Really push through the shoulders, separate the shoulder blades. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze. You have about 5 breaths here. Take any movements that feel good for you. Good, return to a neutral tabletop. We're going to raise that left arm up to the sky. Find a few circles to the back of the room. Starting to warm up our shoulder. And then to the front of the room. Extend that left arm all the way up again. And then bring it back down to meet the right. Let's go to the other side. Extend the arm up. Find some circles. Towards the back of the room. Maybe towards the front. Good, let's kickstand the right leg. Extend the left leg all the way to the back of the mat. Peel open. Find your modified side plank. Maybe elevating that left arm. Maybe bringing that left arm to the front of the room. Nice and strong in that right shoulder. Inhale, lengthen everything out. On an exhale, hug it in, elbow to knee, and back out. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, back out. Exhale in and out. One last time. And out, nice and strong. Maybe windmilling that arm behind you, taking a bind by wrapping that left hand into your right pocket and rolling open the left shoulder. If you're in a bind, inhale that left arm all the way up, lengthen it out, and then drop everything down to meet on the mat. Maybe take a few wiggles with the hips or a few cat-cows to reset yourself. A few shoulder drops maybe if that feels good. It's all about your body, right? What feels good for me might not feel good for you. What feels good for you might not feel good for me, right? Good, let's go to the other side. Let's kickstand the left leg. The right leg is going to come back. Peel the right arm up. Maybe elevate that right leg. Rolling open the right shoulder. Strong in that left one. And then let's send the right arm towards the front of the room. Big inhale. Exhale, hug it in, elbow to knee. And back out. Elbow to knee. Back out. Elbow to knee. Back out. One more. Elbow to knee. Back out. Elongate that right arm up and maybe find the same bind by bringing that right hand behind your back into your left pocket. Rolling open the right shoulder. And then elongate it on an inhale. And then everything drops down to meet at the mat. Option here to find a few cat-cows again. Let's walk the knees wider than the hips. Big toes can come to touch. Walk the hands under your shoulders. We're going to come up on our toes, on our knees, toes raised. Tuck the elbows, hover the chest and chin. Push yourself back up. Find your child's pose. Raise yourself up again. Toes up onto your knees. Hover the chest and chin. Push yourself up. Find your child's pose. One more time. Raise yourself up. Hover the chest and chin. Push yourself up. Find your child's pose. Maybe walking your hands farther out this time. Dropping the head to the mat. Hands walk over to the right. Once they're there, left hand plants, maybe gaze comes under the left armpit. Pushing your sit bones onto your heels. And then eyes come back up first. Walk your hands across the mat. Once your left hand plants, cross the right hand over it, and maybe look under the right armpit. Your gaze comes back up first. Walk the hands back. Raise yourself up, back to your tabletop pose. Tuck the toes this time, get nice and strong in the fingertips. They're spread nice and wide. And we're going to hover the knees about an inch off the mat. Find a few rocks the length of your mat. Keeping the hips low, the back flat. And then send the hips back with a generous bend in the knees. Send them back and up, finding your first down dog of the practice, pedaling it out. Walking one leg at a time. Generous bend in the knees, come to your tiptoes, hop, step, or walk your way up to the top of your mat. Once you're there, take an inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Good, root your eyes, circle the arms all the way up to the sky. Gaze at them. Exhale, hands to heart space. Tadasana mountain pose. Maybe shut down the eyes for a second. Possibly pick up the toes off the mat. Put all the weight into your heels. Engage all the muscles of your body. And then let your shoulders roll away from your ears. Coming back to our presence. Think about where your hands are. How they look. Or maybe you're thinking about all 10 toes off the mat this time. If your toes are raised, lower them down one at a time. Let's circle the arms all the way up. Exhale, find a swan dive down. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to shins. Exhale, fold. Hands plant. Right foot goes back, left foot goes back. Roll the shoulders past the wrists. Tuck the elbows, lower halfway down. Find your cobra. And then send the hips back up, meeting in our downward facing dog. Big bend in the knees, come to the tiptoes. Gaze towards the top of your mat. Hop, step, or walk your way up. Once you're there, take it, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Root to rise, circle the arms all the way to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart space, Tadasana Mountain Pose. Good, circle the arms up, inhale. Exhale, fold, lead with the chest. Take an inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Hands plant, walk the feet back. Right foot goes, left foot goes. Roll the shoulders past the wrist. Bend in the elbows. Find your cobra of choice. And then meet in your downward facing dog. One more time, we're gonna go Sonnet. Big bend in the knees, come to the toes. Hop, step, or walk your way up. Once you're there, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, take a fold. Inhale, circle the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart space, Tadasana Mountain Pose. Inhale, circle the arms up. Exhale, lead with the chest. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to shins. Exhale, fold. Hands plant, right foot goes back, left foot goes back. Roll the shoulders past the wrists, and then lower yourself down. Cobra. Downward facing dog. Big bend in the knees. Come to the tiptoes, gaze to the top of the mat. Hop, step, walk your way up. Once you're there, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Fingertips plant. We're going to step the right foot back this time. Release it down to the mat. Untuck the toes. Circle the arms towards the front. Coming to your crescent lunge here. Let's take the hands behind our back this time. Walking the hands down our right sit bone. Maybe stepping that left foot out a little bit more. Really opening the chest and the heart today. Release the hands first. Frame out the left foot. Walk the hips back over your right knee. Big flex in the left foot. And let's rock our foot side to side. Wake up our left hamstring. Walk the fingers to the hips. Take an inhale. Create some space. Lift yourself up. Exhale, take a fold. If your hands are extended out, walk them back in. That right hand's going to plant. Left arm raises up to the sky. Finding a little twist here. And then left hand releases. Walk back into that left bend. Tuck the right toes. Raise the right knee up. Let's bump up that right foot to meet the left. Take an inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Root to rise. Circle the arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart space, Tadasana Mountain Pose. Inhale, circle the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hinge at the hips, raise yourself up. Exhale, fold. Fingertips plant this time. Bend in the knees. Hop that left foot to the back of the mat. Once you're there, release the left knee down. Untuck the left toes. Circle the arms towards the front. Coming to your crescent lunge, so maybe walking that right foot out a little bit. And then once you feel good in the legs, release the arms down behind you. And then walk the clasped hands down the left sit bone, opening the chest and the heart. Release the hands, frame out the right foot, walk your hips back, find a flex in that right foot. Good, let's rock it side to side, warming up the right hamstring. And then walk the hands towards your hips. Take an inhale, lift yourself up. On the exhale, find a fold over that right leg. If your hands are out, walk them back in. Left hand's going to plant. Right arm raises to the sky. The right hand releases down. Find the bend into your right knee. Tuck the left toes, raise the left knee up. We're going to hop up that left foot to meet the right. This time sinking the seat, finding a chair pose. So you can walk your feet together. Big toes towards each other, heels can be apart. Chest is high, tuck the belly, tuck the tailbone. Hands can be at heart space. Let's find a twist. So left elbow, right knee. Twist towards the right. And then come back to center. Get a little heavy on that left, send the right foot back. Find an easy twist. Right hand plants, left arm raises. Left hand releases. Frame out the foot. Hop up that right foot to meet the left. Take an inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Let's drag our fingers to the right and the left. Letting our body sway side to side. Not holding your head. Just relaxing it, letting it fall. And gently roll up. One vertebrae at a time. Last thing to lift is the crown of the head. Let's inhale the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart space. Find your chair pose. Find your twist here, right elbow, left knee. Twist open to the left. Unravel. Get heavy on the right, send the left foot all the way to the back of the mat. Easy twist, left hand plants, right arm up. And then right hand drops down, send the right foot back to meet the left. Let's take a float. Meeting in our downward facing dog. Taking your time to get there, moving with your breaths. Let's walk the feet to the outer edges of the mat. Good, shoulders nice and square to the mat, chest is towards the thighs. Maybe glance at your hands. Walk them a step in. Send the hips back over your feet. Glance at your hands. Walk them a step in. Send the hips back. Weight is in your heels now. If you feel like you can do one more, glance at your hands. Walk them a step in. Maybe one more if we got it in us. If not, we're just going to come to a wide-legged fold. So hands walk in one more step. Now that you feel all the weight in your feet and no weight in your hands, let's grab opposite elbows and just sway side to side. Good. Heel toe your feet together. Gently roll up one vertebrae at a time. Last thing to lift is the crown of the head. Let's inhale the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart space. Let's inhale, left knee up to our chest. You got it. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. And we're going to extend that left leg out. Plant it in the center of the mat. Spin that right foot down. You might need to increase your distance a little bit. Slice open to the right, arms to a T, pinching your shoulder blades together. Sitting in your warrior two, let's inhale the shoulders up to the ears. Exhale them down, relax them. Let's straighten that front leg. Inhale, lean a little forward. Peaceful triangle. The left arm goes up the left side overhead. Right hand down the right leg. Inhale yourself back up. Find your warrior two. And then extended side angle. So left arm comes to left thigh. Really open up the right arm. Right shoulder rolls open. And then the right hand returns down. Frame out the left foot. Push the ground away. Let's send that left foot back. Bring a bend into it. Let's extend it out. Drop it down in an X cross behind your right foot. Inhale it up. Circle it to touch the left. Inhale up. Swoop it back. Inhale it up. Over to the left. One more. Inhale it up. Swoop it over to the left. Inhale it back up and find a bend. And then left foot drops to meet the right. Feet are mat distance apart, so they come to the outer edges. Glance at the hands first. Walk the hands in a step. Chest towards the thighs. One more step in. Chest towards the thighs, a little weight into the heels. One step in. More weight into the feet, getting a little lighter on our hands. One more step in. Weight is completely in the feet, very light on our fingertips. Maybe let's rock side to side. Or if it feels good for you, you can bring your hands underneath your feet. Enjoying this wide-legged fold, or you can grab your big toe with your two fingers. And then fingertips plant. Heel toe your feet together and gently roll up one vertebrae at a time. Last thing to lift is the crown of the head. Let's relax the hands behind us. Clasp them behind your back. Just walk them down your sit bones a little bit. Really open up your chest. Maybe gaze up. And then release the hands. Circle them up and now. Exhale, hands to heart space. Get a little heavy on the left. Let's inhale, right knee to the chest. Extend the right leg out. Big bend in the left. Drop the right foot. Spin the left heel. Cartwheel open the arms. Pinch the shoulder blades together. Coming to our warrior two on the left side. Inhaling the shoulders up to the ears. Exhale, letting them drop. And then straighten that front leg. Inhale, lean a little forward. Flip the right hand. Peaceful triangle. Left arm comes down the left side of the leg. Letting gravity drop your fingers down. Let's inhale back up. Find your warrior two again. Nice and strong in those feet and legs. Pinch the shoulder blades together. And then find your right thigh with your right elbow. Peel open to the left. Extended side angle. Left hand releases down. Frame out that right foot. Push the ground away. Send the right foot back. Bring a bend into the knee. And let's inhale it up. Exhale, cross it. X-fold behind the left. Inhale up. Swoop it to the right. Inhale back up. Cross it. Back up. Swoop it to the right. Inhale, cross it. Inhale it back up. Bring a bend into the knee. And then right foot drops to meet the left. Roll forward, finding your plank pose. Take a flow. Meeting in our downward facing dog. Let's inhale, left knee to the left foot to the sky. Bring a bend into it. If you have a wild thing in your practice, you can take that, flip over to the right, back bend, and then open up towards the front of the room. Your body will tell you when to come out of it. Go back to your three-legged dog. Inhale, push through the leg. Exhale, tiger curl that knee in. Let's plant it on the left side of the left foot. Take a few rocks. That left shoulder is on the inside of the left knee. And if it feels good, to drop the right knee down, untuck the toes. And we're going to raise yourself up a little bit, kind of like we're in tabletop. Come to your fingertips and just walk that left foot across the mat. That left knee comes to the left wrist. And then settle into your pigeon pose, sending that right leg back. Walk the hands towards your hips. Raise your upper body. Take a breath in. And then exhale. Walk the hands forward. Find a fold. Staying present, maybe shutting down your eyes, thinking about where your hands are, what they're doing. Reconnecting with your inhales and exhales, trying to lengthen them out a little bit, slow down the pace. One last breath here. And if you're down, prop yourself up on your hands first. Find your left sit bone. We're going to swoop that leg all the way in front of us. Cross it over the left thigh. Sit up nice and tall. Take an inhale. On the exhale, we're going to hook that left elbow around the left knee and take a twist. That right hand walks behind you. Maybe you're steering over your right shoulder. Unravel yourself back. Just walk the feet out in front of you, knees are tented. Sit up nice and tall on your sit bones, hands come to your heart. We're going to sit up, chest is high, back is straight, and we're going to drop the knees towards the left so that right knee comes on the inside of the left foot, sitting up nice and tall on the left sit bone. And then we're going to swing it over the other way, taking these little hip movements. At your own pace, your own breath. Trying not to dip your chest too low. Try to sit up nice and tall, even if it slows you down a little bit. And then release the hands down, take a twist to the right. Hands are walking behind you to the right, towards the back of your mat. Good, unravel yourself back. Scoot yourself back in the center of your mat. Hands come to your knees. Inhale, open the chest. Take the cow. Exhale, round through the spine. Really separate the shoulder blades. Inhale back up. And then roll over your legs. Come to your tabletop. Hover the knees, tuck the toes, find your down dog. This time inhale, right leg all the way up to the sky. Bring a bend in the knee. Same thing here, if you have your wild thing, you drop that right foot behind you. Square the shoulders first and then find your back bend, hips are high to the sky. Return back to your three-legged dog. Inhale, lengthen it out. Exhale, bring that right foot on the outside of your right hand. Take a few rocks, front and back. That right shoulder's on the inside of the right knee. And then release the left knee down. Come to your tabletop pose. Maybe come to your fingertips. Walk that right foot across the mat. Drop the right knee towards the right wrist. And then send the left leg back. Coming to your pigeon on this side. Walking the hands towards the hips. Take a breath in. Create some space for yourself. And then exhale, fall down. Staying present. Maybe take a mudra with your fingertips. And then picture your mudra in your mind. What your hands look like, where they are, what's around them. Staying present. Not letting anything else in yet. One last breath. If your hands are down, plant them first. Find your right sit bone. Swoop that left leg all the way across you. Cross it over your right thigh. Sit up nice and tall. And then on the exhale, hook that right elbow on the edge of your left knee and then walk your hands back. Take a twist over to the left. to center. Feet plant out in front of you. Maybe scoot yourself back on the mat a little bit. Sitting up nice and tall. Feet are on the mat. Knees are tented. Hands stay at heart space. Take a big breath in. On the exhale, let the knees fall to the right. I have to position them a little bit so that left knee is on the inside of the right foot. Sit up nice and tall in that sit bone. Take a breath. And then find the other hip stretch. Roll yourself over to the left, to the right, to the left, to the right. Last one, to the left. Come back up. Let's see if we can plant our feet, walk our hands, raise our hips over our toes. Maybe hovering the fingertips. Maybe it feels good, hands at heart space. And then maybe it feels good to open the knees up. Hands can plant on the ground or they can stay at heart space. You also can drop your forearms to the ground. And then finding your sit bones. Scoot yourself back, hands come to the front. Chest is nice and tall. Take an inhale. On the exhale, to the count of 10, lower yourself down. 9, 8, keeping the feet planted. Try not to raise them off the mat. Rounding in the spine if you need to. Once you're there, let's hug the knees in. Maybe a nice big hug, bringing the nose in between the knees. Finding a few rocks side to side. And release the head and shoulders down. Wherever you're holding your legs, open up the knees. Find your modified happy baby. Back to where we started. Should feel totally different now. That lower back is relaxed and connected on the mat again, and the spine has no pressure on it. Without flinging the feet, hug the knees in, arms come to a cactus. Take a breath. On the exhale, let the knees fall towards the left. Maybe shut down the eyes. Maybe turn the head towards over the right shoulder. The right shoulder's planted on the mat. Using your core, inhale your knees back up. Find a few rocks over to each hip. And then inhale. Exhale, let the knees drop towards the right. This time glancing over the left shoulder, making sure that left shoulder is planted on the mat. Using your core, raise yourself up. Extend the left leg up. Point and flex the toes. Bring bend. Inhale the right foot up. Point and flex the toes. Bring a bend. Inhale both legs up. Hands can come under your sit bones for support if that feels better. Or they can relax down at your sides or up to a cactus. It's Just find some circles on the ceiling. Maybe getting bigger with each circle. Massaging out our lower back. And then find the other direction. And then straighten the legs up, take one last breath. On the exhale, lower the feet to the top of the mat. Hands fall down at your sides. Once your feet arrive at the top of the mat, walk them apart. Let them splay open. Raise the shoulders off the mat. Scooch them down an inch, creating some space for your head and shoulders and collarbones. Take a breath together with me. Exhale it out. Other breath in. Exhale it out. Taking these next moments, if you have a hard time staying present, try to think about where your hands are, how it feels underneath them, what position they're in. Or you can shift your gaze up to your third eye. Watch the pictures, the colors unfold, or anything that you need to do just to stay here for the next few minutes. I encourage you to stay as long as possible in Shavasana. You earned it. It's a great refresher for your soul and your mind. But for video purposes, we're going to start to waken up our body a little bit by bringing out our fingers and our toes. Maybe making fists with our hands, pointing and flexing our feet. Just like rock side to side with your head. And then feet walk into the center of the mat, knees are tented. Right arm's going to raise overhead, rolling into your right side, using your right arm as a pillow. Taking a breath here. Coming to fetal pose reminds us that there is always new opportunities and new chances that await you throughout your day. Maybe a new way to do things, a new thing to try. New opportunities, new occasions, new experiences. And then using your left hand to guide you, keeping your eyes shut down without disturbing any of the peace that you created. Find yourself in a comfortable seated position. Sitting up nice and tall on our sit bones. Relax the hands on the thighs. Let's inhale the shoulders up to the ears. Exhale, release them down. The crown of the head gets taller. One more time. Inhale the shoulders up. Exhale, release them down. Let's inhale the arms all the way to the sky. Exhale, drop the hands to heart space. Dropping the chin too. Thank you for sharing your practice with me today. Thank you for practicing presence. Thank you for being unique, and thank you for shining your light my way. Please take your light and share it with the world today, tomorrow, and the next day. Namaste. Namaste, everybody. Have a beautiful weekend. I hope it's full of fun things to do, a lot of laughter, and a lot of excitement. We'll see you next week, but till then, namaste.